A warm welcome to Disky Talk with Liolo. If you're tuning in for the very first time, I do ask that you please subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you've been a part of this journey, I hope you thoroughly enjoy this episode. So, on today's episode, I discuss all things Nedbank Cup as Kaizer Chiefs do take on TS Galaxy. Which then we do know that this fixture, once upon a time, was the Nedbank Cup final where TS Galaxy walked away with the Nedbank Cup. However, it is then the round of 32 then between Kaizer Chiefs and TS Galaxy. So coming up into this encounter then, we are going to have a look at a tactical pre-match analysis. So the blue team will represent Kaizer Chiefs and then the red team will represent TS Galaxy. So when we have a look at it then, with regards to Kaizer Chiefs, a lot of their players are back fully fit. A lot of players then have recovered, and they do look then to have a squad then which is ready to compete. You know, there are a few players who are out injured, most notably Cole Alexander. However, when you look across the board, then most of their players should be back for this encounter. So when you have a look at it then, Kaizer Chiefs have lined up in a 4-3-3. At times, it's been a 3-4-3. However, the favourite formation that Stuart Baxter has used has been a 4-3-3. So, coming up then into this encounter, I think Daniel Ekpe does keep the gloves, as we do know that he did have a couple of good performances last year in the first round. And I think coming up into this encounter then, I think that they would want to continue that momentum, especially when you consider that Nedbank Cup then is an opportunity then for Kaizer Chiefs to actually go out and try win the cup. So I don't foresee Stuart Baxter making too many changes, and I don't see him rotating players. I see him actually going with a very strong 11 and trying then to go all out and compete, because then we do know that this is then a trophy where there is a very good chance for almost any team to win it. And also factor in then that the strongest team, being Mamelodi Sundowns, are also focused on CAF Champions League football. So then this would be then a very good chance then for any team then, if they do take the Nedbank Cup very seriously, they look to go compete, they can go on and win it. So when you have a look at Kaizer Chiefs then, in goals, I think Ekpe starts. And then as the back four, we do know that Hlanti is out on a long-term injury, but I do foresee then Mabiliso getting a chance at left back, as I think that this is a player who does deserve a chance for this Kaizer Chiefs side. And when you have a look then at Mabiliso, this then is a very solid player in 1v1 situations, is very solid. And then he does then also offer you that width within vertical zone 1. A player then who's also well adept at delivering balls into the box. Also has a couple of lovely deep crosses as well. So I think then Mabiliso does start at left back. When you have a look at the two centre backs, I do foresee Stuart Baxter continuing then with Cardoso and Matoa as well. You know, I don't foresee him changing that centre-back pairing, although I do feel that at some point Njabulo Ngobo and Austin Dube should be the two centre-backs, because when you have a look at Matoa and Cardoso, one thing that they really struggle with then is those balls then which are played just in behind them, or balls then which are played over them. So when you have a look at them, so as a pair, what they struggle with then is a vertical ball that can often just be played in between them. They would struggle with that. And then a cross. Whenever that cross then is played within the corridor of uncertainty within the box, they do struggle to deal with crosses as well. So I just feel that a better centre-back pairing then, if Stuart Baxter does want to keep at least one experienced head, then would be Dube is the left-sided centre-back, and then Matoa is the right-sided centre-back. And then when you have a look at the right-back position, I do foresee Blom going back to right-back, as I do think that Stuart Baxter then would rather have Njabulo Ngobo operating within the heart of midfield. With Blom then, we do know that he's a very solid right back, 1v1 situations, and a player then who's quite comfortable on the ball, will help Chiefs with regards then to progressing the ball in vertical zone 5, in deep pockets of space, out wide, will then also offer them that width whenever then Keagan Dolly does look to drift in, as they do have that good relationship. However, when we have a look then at Blom, one thing then that he should really work on then is his deliveries, especially then when he's pushed high and wide and he's looking to deliver a ball into the box. That's one thing that he struggled with from a qualitative perspective when he has played at right back for this Kaizer Chiefs side. Otherwise, then he is a very, very solid right back. And then when we move into the heart of midfield, so we do know that Stuart Baxter then has preferred Njabulo Roadblock Ngobo as the defensive midfielder. So I think that's where Njabulo Roadblock Ngobo will start. So I do foresee him starting there within the heart of midfield. And then I do foresee Nange starting. And then what's interesting then is that Cole Alexander is injured. So this then does give an opportunity to another player who I would like to think that should be Nkosimpile Ngobo, who then can play, you know, as the third midfielder there and play as a hybrid 8/10. And what then Nkosimpile Ngobo would give you then, he would give you then that presence within the half space. He'd give you verticality, he'd give you creativity, and final third penetration. A player then who's well adept at collecting the ball in between the lines and being able then to operate in those tight pockets of spaces. However, we do know that there's Bernard Parker as well. So I think that Stuart Baxter could very well then look then to play Bernard Parker within the heart of midfield and play him as the third midfielder as well. And then coming off the left, I do foresee Kama Biliat coming off the left, and then I think Nukovic will make a return, and then Keagan Dolly then as the right inverted winger. So with regards to this then, and what has been interesting is that whenever Nukovic has played under Stuart Baxter, he has played him as a split striker, where he would look to start on the left and then look to drift in, whereas Kama Biliat then would start as the main striker. So that's what I do foresee. Another option then that we can actually see is then having Parker start off the left, Biliat up top, and then Nkosimpile Ngobo then being given a chance within the Nedbank Cup. So then there's various options that Stuart Baxter does have, as we do know that Castro is also an option, Sekgotha is also an option, there's Dumisani Zuma back in the picture again. So when you have a look at this Kaizer Chiefs side, they do have a number of options that they could look to go with. But then a key player always coming up into any encounter for Kaizer Chiefs then is always then Keagan Dolly, with regards to then how he looks then to occupy that right-sided half space in between the lines, and how then he looks to create play for this Kaizer Chiefs side. And whenever he does drift inside, then you will have Njabulo Blom going to offer the width, and they then do have quite a lovely relationship down the right-hand side in vertical zone 5 and vertical zone 4. However, then it is then about Njabulo Blom being able then to just make sure that he works then on that final delivery as well. And then when you have a look at it then, Kaizer Chiefs at times, they have looked to press teams right high up. So when you have a look at the fact that TS Galaxy do enjoy playing out the back, this could be a game that at different phase, Kaizer Chiefs will be looking to press TS Galaxy. But then when we move on right along then, and we have a look then at TS Galaxy. So what we do know then about TS Galaxy is that they are coached by Ramovic, and when you do have a look at Ramovic, this is then quite the progressive thinking tactician, as he does enjoy it when his side do look to play and do look to rotate the ball. So he is then a ball-orientated minded coach, and TS Galaxy have improved in that regard. And they've also started scoring more goals as well, and they're also creating a lot more chances as well. However, then the big question is, how do they line up, and how then do they look then to ensure that they dominate the ball possession, and they look then to penetrate and look then to defeat Chiefs? So when you have a look at it then, in goals, Marlon Hugh will most probably start. A back four then, so they do line up at times with a 4-5-1, or it can be a 4-2-3-1. It is then a hybrid of various formations, but mostly then the shape that they do take up is a 4-5-1. So when you have a look at it then, you will have Hugh in goals, and then a back four then of Max Munyai at right back, two centre backs, you've got Simango and Sanoka, and then at left back you have Seidat. So when you have a look then at this defense, especially the two centre halves, I think that is a solid centre-back partnership, especially then when you look at Given Simango. This is then a very solid player, a player then who also has very good technical ability, so he can play out from the back, and a player then who does look to progress the ball for this TS Galaxy side. With Sanoka, you do know that you have a very hard-working centre-back and a player then who gives his all for this side. Having a look then at Sedat, this is a player then who ticks various boxes from a qualitative perspective, as I do think that he is a left-back then who possesses a very good technical ability with regard then to his delivery and how then he looks then to influence play for this TS Galaxy side. As with his technical ability, he can also then deliver those deep crosses from deep pocket spaces. And then moving on then right along into the midfield. When we have a look then at the midfield, so in the midfield they do have a couple of options, but going into this encounter, then I do foresee Unduli starting with Obas and then with Ethan Brooks as well to make it a midfield three. And they will then be looking then to progress the ball for this TS Galaxy side, and especially then when you consider the fact that at times, Kaizer Chiefs will relinquish ball possession. So it's going to be very important to see how then these three operate within the heart of midfield, especially when they get their foot onto the ball. Can they look then to penetrate this Kaizer Chiefs side? And can they look then to ensure that they create chances for their forward line players? And then when you have a look at it then, off the right-hand side, we will have Mahlango. And then off the left-hand side, you could have Ngome Mzulu. But these two then, Ngome Zulu and then Mahlangu, they could interchange at times. However, we do know that there's Umbata as well and there's Poshongo as well. So then when you have a look at the striking option up front, you will most likely have Wade Lekay up front, as when TS Galaxy then did round off the first round within the DStv Premiership, he was starting to score goals and he was then becoming a key player. And when you have then a look at this TS Galaxy side, and who I foresee then being a key player then is Wade Lekay, as this is a player then who has started scoring those goals, and he's found his goal scoring boots as well, you know, and he's going to be very instrumental then when it comes to then ensuring that he does trouble the centre-back partnership of most likely Mato and Cardoso, and especially then ensuring that he does finish off those chances then that his midfielders and his wide players would be looking to create for him. So coming up then into this encounter, I do foresee Keagan Dolly being a key player for Kaizer Chiefs and then Wade Lekay being a key player for TS Galaxy. However, if I am to give a prediction, then I do see Kaizer Chiefs winning this game as a 1-0 narrow win. However, at home, do let me know who wins this Nedbank round of 32 encounter. Who do you think then will advance to the round of 16? And do tell me who are the key players to look out for. Thank you very much for tuning in to yet another special episode of Dispy Talk with Luyolo. Signing out.